How we doing, guys? Here with the Rix Tourer T20 that I was selected as part of the third group to test this optic, and I kind of did an unboxing and did an initial impressions of it. I got it mounted up here, so in the next couple of videos, I'm going to be showing you zeroing it, and then actual in the field kind of seeing how it operates, what my thoughts are of running it. But initially, mounting the optic, putting the optic on the rifle. My rifle is clear, by the way. It's all pretty straightforward. Everything's pretty basic about it. It's a tube style optic. The raised rings are pretty nice. I do like that it has the option of the raised rings because you're going to need the clearance underneath here. Basic. I mean, it's basic. We've all mounted optics. If you're watching this, you've gone through it. And if you're watching this, you may be in the market to get into night hunting, or you're looking for a second backup optic, or you're just interested in learning about what's coming out and what's around. So like I said, they selected me to check out the Tourer T20, which is a night vision optic. It's not a thermal optic. So I was initially selected with the second round, but the issue with that is that that was going on during Iowa's deer season. In the state of Iowa, you're not allowed to use any form of spotlighting, including an IR illuminator, during deer season. They consider it spotlighting. So I had to forego testing it. I was really hoping that they would send me the thermal because that is what I'm most interested in, but they continued with wanting to send me the night vision optic, so we waited for deer season to be over, and they sent me this optic where I can legally test it. That being said, Iowa regulations state that you can only use night vision on coyotes. It doesn't say anything about thermal, but pretty much states in the regs night vision is to be used for coyotes. So in that regard, I'm not a huge fan of night vision. I don't like to not be able to use night vision during the main deer season because I hunt coyotes more than I hunt deer. Now, the reason you may get into this is it's a cheaper alternative. I don't even know the price on this. They just sent it to me, said, check it out, give us your opinion, send it back. So this is my opinion. One, I do like the look of the unit for what it's worth. It looks nice. It's got good lines. It powers up really fast. So you hold the button for maybe 3 seconds, and I'd say within 6 to 7 seconds, you're on, capable of taking a shot. The clarity is really good. Up here, you have your focus ring. You turn that, and clarity is actually really good. I'm inside my house, and I'm 20 feet from an object I'm looking at, and I can zoom the clarity to look at it very clearly. I can read the text on the side of it from a distance. So clarity is good. I have used ATN, and it doesn't match what this does for clarity. ATN, don't buy an ATN ever. Under any circumstance, don't buy one. If you're looking for something, this is a better option. So on that, clarity is good. They have the digital magnification. So you turn the dial here. Well, if we can see it, yeah. You turn that for zoom. The only thing I don't like about that is it's slow. I mean, for me in my hunting situations, I have to be able to zoom in and zoom out quickly. I like to zoom in, take a shot, zoom out, find the second animal, zoom in, take the shot. And with this, you can turn the knob faster than it will zoom. So it's just, I feel like the zoom moves too slowly. That's why I prefer a click button zoom. This does half magnification, so it'll go 4, 4.5, 5, 5.5. You know, and that's nice that you can get those half magnifications, but it's kind of slow. Like I'm turning it now, So right here, I'm at 3.5. So to zoom all the way in, I'm turning, I'm turning, I'm turning, I'm turning, I'm at 14. Now turn it all the way back, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Now, just in the world of digital optics, I feel like that's slow. On my other optics, it's up here, the zoom is. I just click it. You know, I'm at base optic, I think is 3, so I go 3, 6, 9, 12. And I don't need the in-betweens. It's a nice option, but is it necessary? It's kind of hard to say. With that also, I run an M-lock. So I just have my pick rail up here. I prefer to mount my IR beneath my barrel so you get a little less flash when you shoot. What comes in the box didn't make that an option, and I wasn't going to go out and buy things for an optic that I'm just testing and returning. So I'm not a fan of mounting it here. That's personal preference, but they don't have anything inside the box to mount on the bottom. So maybe you could buy yourself a pick rail and you could mount it down here, and that'd be great. But as far as mounting on the optic, with what they provided is what I'm testing. This is cluttered. I don't like this much at all, because you got your buttons here, you got, you know, your power source here, and you got your zoom here. And I know that I'm going to split knuckles on this if I do it. I don't like the option of mounting here. I don't care for it. They do have where you can back this out and mount it on a pick rail. But when I mounted it on my rail, I could see the illuminator in the optic. It wasn't offset enough that with this setup, it wasn't offset enough to be able to mount it in front. And I didn't have enough room to mount it behind. So as far as the setup and the mounting goes, I don't care for this setup. Easy fix to buy an M-lock pick mount, mount it on the bottom, you're fine. But as far as what comes in the box, I don't like this. That's just my opinion. I don't like it. They asked me what I'm going to think, and I'm not going to blow smoke. I don't care for this setup at all. And just in my experience with this illuminator, you're going to buy an aftermarket illuminator. This one is not great. The clarity, I'm like, not to get all bad, the clarity on the optic is good. It zooms good. The clarity stays good. The focus ring works great. The eye relief is comfortable. The raised rail, or the raised sight mount, is good. Everything is comfortable about it. But I feel like the illuminators on every night vision optic I've ever used, I feel like the illuminators are an afterthought. And I believe this optic goes for around $700. You should be able to take it out of the box and comfortably hunt with it at an effective range with what comes in the box. And I wouldn't use this. I don't think it's a good illuminator. I don't like the adjustment on it, because you spend a lot of time how easily that moves to focus, because your IR beam has to be center of your crosshairs or it's ineffective. This is going to get bumped around a lot, and you're going to spend a lot of time moving this, keeping it straight, especially if it's on the front of your rifle. You're going to hit it with your hand and it's going to move, and you're off target and you can't. So then you're correcting this. I don't care for this setup. I feel like it was an afterthought. And if you want to buy something straight out of the box, if you're buying night vision, either thermal's not legal in your state or you're on a budget constraint. And it's not fair to have to buy this optic and then find out your illuminator is junk. Get a good illuminator in this box. Like, if they're buying one, send a good illuminator, because this is not good. You can get them, you know, you can buy a Coyote Cannon, you can get the IR light for it, but I'm a thermal guy, so for me to test this product, I'm not going to go out and buy an additional IR illuminator and mount it to this to test it, because this is not effective. It was the same thing with ATN. Their illuminator was trash. And I'm not saying trash, but you won't like it. You will not be happy with this illuminator. But the optic itself is great. but it doesn't function at night without an illuminator. So it's just put what you need in the box. When I'm buying this, I want to be able to mount it to my gun, and I want to be able to go and I want to shoot something, you know, that night with it. And yeah, you could do it with this, but I just feel like it's an afterthought. I feel like you're being cheated with this illuminator. And, you know, I've tested it in the yard a couple times, and I came in and I'm just not impressed with the illuminator. The optic, good. The illuminator, trash. The mount, not great. As far as mounting on a pick rail, I wish I could mount it ahead, but with what they provide in the box, it's in my line of sight of the optic. So I do have more videos of shooting it, and I'm gonna get it out and actually hunt during the day with it, and hunt, you know, maybe a little bit at night with it, but I'm not sure I even want to hunt at night with this illuminator. It's just, I've hunted at night with poor illuminators, and I'm not going to spend the extra money on an illuminator that should work out of the box, and I don't feel like this works the way that you would want it to work out of the box. Now, if you're daytime hunting, it doesn't matter. It's a great daytime optic. You could mount it on any rifle and go deer hunting with it if it's legal in your state and record your kill shots. That's awesome. You know, you could plink rabbits in the yard in season with this, record your kill shots. You can do some daytime raccoon hunting with this, record your kill shots without anything else. You can take this off, put it to the side, and do everything you need with just this setup. You know, onboard recording, powers on quickly, nice zoom, a little slow, but focus is good. Of course, someone calls me. Focus is well. I like the focus ring. I like the clearance around the focus ring. But it's just, I feel like it needs more refinement in the illuminator. Take the illuminator back to the drawing board, start over, give us something that works well out of the box. Because if you were to put a quality illuminator in this, I'd be way more inclined to buy it at the price, but to get a good quality illuminator, you're spending more when you could start getting into entry-level thermals. And it's just, especially with the thermal market coming out now, I feel like night vision is dated equipment, and if you're going to sell equipment that's on the edge of phasing out, you better make it damn good, and the illuminator's not. So the next video, like I said, I'll be out shooting it, showing zeroing it, and doing some daytime shooting, showing the nighttime illuminator, and then maybe actually do a little bit of actual hunting with it before the optic goes back. But that's my thoughts on it. Rix is a great company. I've had great correspondence with their customer service back and forth, been very easy to deal with. Even not being able to test in the second round, they said, hey, all right, let's hold your name, let's test in the third round. It's been very easy to deal with them, and that's great. I've seen the videos from their thermals. They look fantastic. I really wish I could have got my hands on one of those. That'd have been much more up my alley. I've owned many thermals. I've shot many thermals. I can compare and contrast them a lot better. But entry level, daytime optic, as far as I'm concerned, this is a daytime optic until you buy an aftermarket illuminator. So that's my thoughts. We'll get into it a little more, where I will actually record a video like this, all optic. So just saying, test all my audio, recording sounds from a distance, and see how well onboard recording actually works. But stay tuned for that. I say stay tuned like you're gonna turn the bunny ears on, but you can watch out for that. That'll be coming out here pretty quick. And if you made it this far, thanks for watching.